And I said, you know what? I want out. I want you to leave me alone. I don't want to come to meetings anymore. I don't want to go out in service. I don't want to do this anymore. And I want you to do whatever it takes to let me out of this. So then went the whole conversation about what that would mean, and that I would no longer be an unbaptized publisher, and they would announce that, and I would be considered bad association, all that great stuff. And then I allowed them to pray with me, for me. I'd say with me, but I don't even think I was so angry that there was no heartfelt prayer then. But they did. And then I stepped outside of the back room, and the elder's wife that I had been studying with was standing in the hallway there where we get our coats. And she just kind of looked at me with, like, I could tell that she was about ready to cry. But I didn't say anything to her. I just grabbed my coat because it was cold outside, and I went out the hallway, went back into the back room, and called my dad to come pick me up. Because I didn't know. I sure as heck didn't want to have to explain to my grandma and grandpa what I'd been doing at the Kingdom Hall so late. So, and then I walked out the Kingdom Hall doors, and I took a giant breath, and it felt like this tremendous weight had been taken off my shoulders. And then I started crying, and I really didn't know why I was crying. You know, later I thought, I'm scared, because I still believe that all of this is probably the truth, and even if they do some of the things wrong, I'm probably still going to be destroyed. And that's kind of the limbo that I lived in for at least the next 5 years. Was that, yeah, I'm probably going to be destroyed, and maybe I'll go back, but not now. Because every fiber in my being told me that there was something wrong with what was happening. And I couldn't explain it. I know now, but back then it didn't make any sense at all. My rational brain, my developing rational brain was starting to kick back, I guess. I don't know. I only returned to the Kingdom Hall one more time after that, ever. And it was the memorial the following year. My grandparents had asked me to go, and I figured, why not? Because I still believed in it. I figured that I was evil, and that there was something wrong with me, why I wasn't able to be the good little witness that I was supposed to be. There must be something wrong with me. So maybe if I go, I'll feel a little better. And, maybe not. But anyway, I went, and as soon as I walked in the door, I was love-bombed. Because I guess, if you're unbaptized, you're not disfellowshipped, you're not bad association, as long as you're in that Kingdom Hall. So everybody came up and hugged me and told me how much they missed me and how glad they were to see me. They were so glad that I had come back. And I bawled like a baby the entire time, the entire memorial. I cried. I could not stop crying. And I was crying. I think there were 2 reasons that I was crying. One was because I missed those people so much. And, there had been a couple of phone calls, but nothing other than that since I had left. My grandparents were really nice to me, and they kept they tried to keep things as close to they were as before, because, I wasn't disfellowshipped. I was just, bad association. So I talked to my witness friends on the phone, after I had left, And they told me that they weren't allowed to see me anymore because I was bad association. So every witness friend that I had, I couldn't talk to anymore, couldn't see, because their parents told them that they couldn't be around me. When the love bombing happened, when I returned to the memorial, that was the last time that I ever went, because I couldn't deal with that pain anymore. It was a twofold pain. It was the pain of, I miss those people so much, and then it was the pain of, none of these people care about me unless I'm going to this building 3 times a week and believing what they believe in. As long as I don't, they don't want to be around me unless I'm doing that. And that made me angry. It made me really angry. I'm really glad that things turned out the way they did, because I was able to have somewhat of a normal adolescence and start rebuilding my life, and all of the social awkwardness and the social skills that I hadn't learned and hadn't been allowed to learn, and doing things that normal teenage kids do. And ask my mom. I was a pretty good kid, so I didn't get into a lot of trouble, and I didn't live up to the elders' predictions that I would end up just like one of my disfellowshipped relatives. And that's the happy note that I want to end this video on this time, is I love this piece of advice, and I didn't make this up. I wish I remembered who'd said this to me, but I say it to everybody now because it's such a wonderful thing to keep in mind. For those who are out, even if you're struggling and if you're angry and bitter about your experiences on the inside, remember that the best revenge that you can ever exact on the organization is to live the happiest, best life that you are capable of. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.